what kind of vehicle? Sorry.
It's a white
Mazda
monster street.
It has a lot of bumper stickers on the back.
So what if
And he's
you
drinking
see
beer,
this-
smoking dope.
If you see this,
We
let
see
a board
this,
member know,
Or just
or just call police.
Police.
Just level a long rifle at him when you ask him to leave.
That's okay.
Doesn't have to be loaded.
No.
But it has to be registered or else we're in trouble.
The
Oh,
vehicle's
yeah.
also been parked on the road several times, and like on our side of the street and a little bit further down. And that's fine, like, that's the public street, so it's not as big of a deal as if somebody comes in here, obviously.
Yeah, it's my guess then that he does not have to go, he's waiting for an opportunity to tailgate somebody in.
But back to about anybody can get in, when you had to tell those gardeners to leave, they should never have been able to get in through the
Well, that's
gate on a
because-
Saturday, cause they should have had a vendor code,
But
and they
they're
should not
I
have been
think we
able
should
to
make
get
it
in.
really clear in like the next newsletter. People are coming in on a regular.
And now we
code.
have trespassers, and I'm
Right.
sure this person had a gate code, or, you know,
Yeah.
they're all out there.
Well, somehow they gained access to the bathroom as well.
Yeah, so they
Yeah.
have that code as well.
That's odd, yeah.
But they don't anymore, that's.
At least they weren't going in the bushes.
But
It doesn't lock automatically though. It could
It
have
does.
been unlocked.
No, it does. It,
But it was
it
so
locks
many
automatic.
times.
You have to give it like, you know, like 10 seconds, 15 seconds, but it
We don't
does.
go out hiking,
I have, it
and
locks
they
the
go out,
bacon.
and they turn that switch on.
I think if you
so
switch
the
it in
gates
the front,
open.
in the inside,
People
push
today
button.
say, I don't know how to lock this.
well, they don't have to lock it. I think
Okay.
once they go in,
They get
I
out
told
the
them
gate,
that
don't
you
I
use
think
it.
that's what's happening. They're locking it and that unlocks it on, yeah, they just have to go in and no one else can come in.
The lock in the bathroom, if you change it from horizontal to vertical, it opens the handle on the outside automatically. You don't have to key in a code anymore. And I found the bathroom in that condition at least 3 times when I was on tennis mornings.
Okay, you know, I
So-
could see that, cause you figure you're locking it, and so you
Yeah.
change it.
Yeah, so I've always relocked it, but like I
Maybe there
said,
should be a little note on the inside there about how
That's a good idea.
it locks.
Could you put that in the newsletter? Specifically how to lock it? Yeah,
You don't-
lock it and then just-
Actually, you don't, if you go in, it
I've
locks.
never been in the bathroom.
Yeah.
It sounds like there's a lot of confusion about how to lock the door.
Well, you don't have to do
you
anything.
don't have to do it. You can key in the code,
If you
door
don't
opens
turn
up,
the-
And then you close it
and
and
you
it's
close it and it locks automatically.
Yeah, it doesn't lock.
Yeah, yeah, you just go in and it locks as soon as.
There's a manual override
And I-
so that you can
If they're
have
locking it, if
open
it needs to turn it
so that you don't have to key in the code.
and unlocking
That's-
it.
But some nights, when this person was chased out, the door was, he had propped it open, so he'd gotten in once with the key, and then he had propped the door open so that while he was sleeping here, he could use, didn't have to go over in the dark and try to rekey it every time. So, there's always ways around it, but it's best to just let him know that we're aware of his presence and hope he doesn't come back.
Has the bathroom code changed?
Yes.
What's the new code then?
Well,
It's a secret.
Well, it's not a secret to the homeowners.
Well, it's
No, man, you're
Nineteen-
kinda shady.
1926.
and we hope that people don't do that, please.
26.
That's a year of probation. I like that.
What?
The
That's
bathroom.
probation.
But we know how to change it now, right?
Yeah.
We can change it, so if it
anytime
happens
we want.
That
again,
live
we'll
in
just
something.
change the code.
1926, it's something.
You wanna know what it was?
It was a roaring twenties, everybody was drunk.
I think it was prohibition, wasn't it?
That was the middle of Prohibition, yes.
Okay.
Prohibition started in 1918. 19th Amendment was 1920.
Okay.
Women had the first right to vote in the fall elections.
That was a big mistake.
You're way too close to the edge for that one.
Hey, we had a big discussion about this when I was in West Palm Beach last week.
All right, the other
All
thing
right.
was drugs and alcohol were also involved, so we do not want people like that in our community overnight, so be aware and let us know if you see something.
Can we move on?
All right, moving on.
We'll get
Is
clean
there
ones
any
set up.
other new business from committee board members?
No,
Just
Debbie,
that,
you talked about the
I just
bathroom
wanted
for
to
half an
mention
hour.
that the holidays are upon us, and a lot of neighbors are going out of town, and we are lulled into a sense of safety. But make sure you lock your doors and watch out for your neighbor's property when they're not home. Just be a good neighbor, because I think people are watching even when you think they're not. And so, to avoid anything, just everybody who stays behind to be extra cognizant, and anybody who might be leaving, let your neighbors know so they can keep an eye out for you.
So a motion to recess to the owner's forum.
I'll move the recess to the owner's forum.
I second that motion.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
We are on the owner's forum.
Okay, let's do this.
Going once.
I've got one thing to say. The track on the exit gate going out is
I got my
loose,
answer
and if
ready.
it pops off, and it's gonna eventually, the gates will get all locked up.
Yes.
And so that track needs to be fixed,
Agreed.
hopefully by, railing systems.
I was studying it today, and it looks like it wouldn't be too hard to fix it. You know, as is now. If it gets worse, it'll be hard.
Yeah.
So are you suggesting it can be fixed or it can't be
It
fixed?
can be fixed.
It can be fixed pretty easily right now, actually. So,
You mean by you?
well,
That's what I
I can get it done.
I thought he was a volunteer.
That's what it sounded like to me.
I can, yeah, I can.
He's gonna give it a shot and then we'll see.
Yeah. I know how to fix it. I can do a lot of it.
Is the vendor code supposed to be locked out on the weekend where it can't be used?
Right.
Yes.
Right,
And
My
on
vendor
holidays.
code is not locked out.
It's supposed to, mine
And
is.
I asked, the management company a couple of months ago if they could lock it out. But apparently, as you well know,
Yeah.
it's not locked out. Can we make sure when we go to the new year that the codes are locked, the vendor codes are locked out? Test them. Maybe somebody could test every one of them.
Well, why did you test them when you?
No,
I haven't personally tested mine.
I know mine doesn't work on
Mine?
Saturdays and after
Yeah.
5,
Yeah.
but I also know that my old one still works.
I'll test mine and let you
They
know,
were
Al.
supposed to be
Okay.
changed, so I don't know.
Get a gate opener.
Pete, if yours, Pete, you can always request a new gate code, so if you have one that isn't working the way you want it to, then we could have that reset.
I will send you a new gate code request and you can send that to Hawaii and they will change.
Should I wait till after the transition, just to make it easier?
I think that would be
That would
fine.
that would be fine as well.
Okay, all right.
So,
Yeah, I have some questions on complaints and violations in general and how we're contacted and who's lodging them. I think you're all aware that I recently had a complaint, and my complaint is I didn't know about it until I was being fined. I wasn't verbally talked to about it. I looked through our email clients and I didn't see the original message. So, and I also reached out to Hawaiiana, and they said that starting in October that the board started sending out their own letters, and then you just sent him a copy of the file, so he didn't have a copy of the original complaint either. Laura says that apparently that's confidential information about who actually lodged the complaint.
the original complaint is
Mhm.
confidential, yes.
Okay, well.
No. Go.
Go ahead.
As far as sending emails out to us then, expecting a response off of that when you don't even know that it got to me, isn't that a problem?
So,
No, sir, not according to Hawaii law.
Okay. You just send something out, not know that it was sent, not know that it got read, and then start finding people off of it?
If you supplied a valid email account and it doesn't reflect back that the email server is no longer accepting that account.
No, this is a valid email that accepts email. I checked all the boxes on it, and we have 2 emails I think that are getting apparently mail from the county, and we didn't get either box. They're both valid, they're both accepting mail. Check the spam, check the promotions.
If I think of the account that you are referring to, you said it was an unmonitored account? The email server that services that account?
I said that at the time, but I went in and looked at the email messages that arrived at the inbox. No original message got there.
No, nothing in the junk mail.
No, I checked everything.
There was nothing.
I'm an internet marketing guy, so I know
I
email very
understand.
well.
There was nothing in the, from your email server that said that account did not receive the email. So we have to go on the assumption that it was delivered. I mean, I can't,
What if it was never sent? Can you
will-
provide me proof that it was even sent? I don't have that right now.
To 2 different emails.
You could solve the problem by written letter.
Our first
That's
email
what
was this October 16th, I think.
No, that was when they sent out the original one,
Oh.
apparently, according to them.
Well, then November 16th was the first one that we ever got. And it came from the picture of or the picture was taken from the neighbor below us. So then we discussed it with her, and she said she did not even lodge the complaint. So within the CCNRs, it says that the BOD, right, is not to lodge complaints against homeowners unless something is being seen. This is in the southwest corner on the easement of our property. It's not causing any problems for anybody. So we will get to the bottom of this because either you guys are lying or our neighbor's lying. And I see all kinds of green waste everywhere, but you know what? We live here to live. We don't bother anybody. We're good people. But we got people like you bothering us. You want to play the game? We'll play the game.
I don't wanna play games.
I don't either because I'm a good girl. But you piss me off and boy, it gets bad. It gets ugly. You don't mess with my family.
We're not trying to mess with your family.
Oh, you are. So somebody's going to tell the truth here because it's A or B.
Is it too much to send out a letter by mail? I mean, to be honest with you, I would rather have something in mail in writing.
That's what I requested.
I email all the time, but I still.
Yeah, and they're all shady. They don't want to let anybody know anything because they're the dictators. They have power control over everybody.
Well, actually, the picture was taken from your neighbor's lot.
Yeah, but
Obviously-
she said these guys came into her lot. These two right here, these two people.
No, they come in to, now I'm just talking about when I was on the board. If we got a complaint and it was like something like a view issue or something, we would go to the person who, made the complaint. We didn't take any photos, we had gotten the photos from them, and we would look and say, yes, I can see what they're talking about.
Yeah, so who took the photo? Can you guys be honest? Who took the photo?
I did.
There you go. So the board did it. So it wasn't the neighbor.
We had a complaint
No,
from a
but if
homeowner.
We had a complaint from a homeowner.
And I
Complaint
talked about
did
it.
not have photos. The easiest way to show evidence of a violation is with a photograph. So whenever possible, I take photos and I supply them with the letter to the homeowner.
So you're saying Elizabeth doesn't have a cell phone or a phone or a camera to take a photo for you?
Well, the board needs to observe it because they do have some options. They can say, this is ridiculous.
Right.
That's not a complaint.
Right.
What, can we ask what the complaint was? Is that?
It was just, was it a?
In the
issue?
southwest
It
corner.
was a view, sunset and.
No, there's green waste on the ground.
There's some green waste on the ground along the farm, you
Okay,
know.
so it wasn't a view thing.
No, not at all. Yeah,
Was it on our property or was it on that?
it's on the
but
easement.
Whatever.
Yeah, it's banana leaves and stuff. Ooh, sorry.
Listen, well, I do know when I was on the board, we had issues with, smell from green waste that we had to go out. I gotta admit, I was the only person who thought it's really was.
Well, this isn't any
But-
fruit because we
No, no.
compost. We have compost that we do that, you
But
know.
I'm just saying.
Yeah, this is just dry matter, like dry matter. There's
Well,
no stink.
That can also be an issue with pigs coming over the fence.
No, because the ravine's down here and we're building up higher, so there's no way for them to come up and
Well-
over it.
Those pigs are.
You know, we know when we have pigs because we do have dogs.
No, but
And we've had pigs before, but it's been about 3 to 4 years ago.
No, I
That was
get
the last
but,
time we
you know,
had
I'm
them.
just saying, I
Yeah.
don't know any of the facts, but I'm just saying, when I was on the board.
I'd like to say, I think you make an excellent point. What if someone didn't get the notice? I think it's very reasonable if you send a
That's
notice.
why we waive the fee.
That's why you
and-
waive fees.
I know, but if you send a notice and you get no response, I think a letter is appropriate and it can be.
The only reason we weren't doing that is because we're in a situation right now where we don't have a lot of support.
From Hawaiian.
Right.
Well, Hawaiiana sent me out a letter informing me I was fined. That was the only communication I had.
Yeah, and then we have this letter that we just got today. Should we read it?
Letter you just got.
Yes,
post
we
office?
just got it
Well, it's
today.
just the one I just told you about, him saying that that you guys started sending out your own letters in Hawaiiana. It's just kind of getting a copy of all the complaints now.
But,
Yes.
but originally he would have the information, but you guys aren't giving it to him now.
Kind of a transition thing, I'm sure.
Yes.
Do you know what the standard is when you make a complaint? I'll tell you, you don't know, and they don't know. When you make a complaint, they have to acknowledge within 5 days that they received the complaint. And within 15 days, they have to investigate and tell you whether that complaint is valid or not. And Hawaiiana doesn't do that. They don't do it. They do acknowledge, okay, I received your complaint. They don't investigate. They don't ever get back in touch with you and say,
The board
The
investigates.
board investigates. We do have to
we
do it
take
within that time.
okay, yeah, the board investigates, and then Hawaiian is, or the board, to get back in touch with you and say whether the complaint was valid or not. And I've got a couple of complaints that I made. I never got any response from the board or Hawaiian.
Well, I think that, I just wanna add that when we made the announcement that we were changing management companies, and even prior to that, we were not satisfied with the level of responsiveness from Hawaiiana. So we're expecting this to improve greatly. The board did have to step in and do some of the work ourselves because nobody at Hawaiiana was doing it to the level that we needed to be done.
That's right.
When Associate comes on board, we are hopeful that that will change and that we will not have to be doing these emails. But that was the only way that we could assure that they were going out on the timelines that we needed them to. So that's the reason for the board involvement since October. And we have been keeping Hawaiiana as our company informed because we're bound to do so. But the communication, we had to take it into our own hands. It just wasn't getting done.
So who runs the BOD Outlook account then? Is it all four of you guys or is it?
Shared mailbox.
It's a shared.
It's a shared mailbox, okay. So who do I let know our email addresses just to make sure you guys have the right ones?
You wanna write it on the sign-in sheet that we
Yeah,
have
that'd be
tonight?
great.
We'll make sure that.
Did you also get a form from Associates to fill out? Did you get a?
They're
yeah.
asking for all your contact.
And they're asking for that information, so just make sure those forms get back to them.
Yep, already sent it.
Yeah, we already did that. So still, we haven't gotten to the bottom of this, Richard,
You
that
make a good point.
somebody's not telling the truth here. Okay, because the thing is that if there's a complaint, then it's supposed to be like from your neighbor, right? Not from the
We
BOD.
have two right now, from an individual homeowner, one for pig fence, one for green waste.
And so then you're telling us that she's lying to us to our face while we're talking to
It
her.
doesn't have to
She's
be-
saying it's not her.
It could be an owner,
Nothing.
doesn't have to be the neighbor.
And then went to a different team.
But, you know,
And then it was
actually,
on the
they wouldn't
second
go on, we don't, as a board, you don't go looking for problems. There's no reason why they would
Well,
even go.
The board has
I-
never gone door to door
She's a little
looking for
evil bitch.
violations.
No, really,
I have contrary information. The board recently, a few months ago, did observe the properties for pig fencing. I'm assuming
but
that's
then-
why you guys were on my property a few months ago. So, they were trying to
In
see
phase
who was,
in phase
In
two,
phase
Okay.
two, we're trying to be
So-
proactive to,
that was
you know,
phase two.
according to the CCNRs, we can go on property to check to make sure that the things are being,
Yeah.
up
Cause we
to-
had pigs coming in, so we just checked.
not from my property.
No, I mean, not from yours, but, there.
But we had a lot of, we had
Yeah.
400 feet of
That's spell Howley, right?
Pasture land, we had to fence off.
Yeah.
But for the record, the board would not enter on anybody's property looking for issues. If there's a complaint that's lodged, we will follow up on it. And we cannot disclose which neighbor lodged the complaint, there's confidentiality there. They did lodge it for the purpose of confidentiality.
Get your pencil
Oh,
back.
no,
We're gonna walk
we
through.
stopped on every, we just talked to owners, we didn't go.
We
to-
were well past
Just-
I didn't know what you were doing.
No, we were just asking them, like,
Alright,
But
anybody else?
it wouldn't be unusual for them to take.
So going back to the Thursday's original question, are complaints only going to be sent to the homeowner via email? Or can you send out, and can you have associates
As of
send
the
out?
first of January, we can go back to the regular
Okay,
vote, we usually vote.
I think that's smart.
And
I
now
will,
actually-
I will, in executive session, push for a written certified letter before a fine is actually assessed.
Great,
I think that's reasonable.
that would be fair.
Yeah, because they were telling us that we were already being fined $150, and then we'd be fined another $150 by the 5th of December. So we got that email on the, I think it was like the 16th or 18th,
You're
and
making my point.
we read it on the
The
21st.
system didn't work in your case.
No,
So have
we
to
didn't even
prove-
know that we had a violation, yet we were already having a fine, and then we're gonna get a second fine already on top of that.
Exactly. I know your fines have been waived, but the point's still valid.
Yeah.
And there's another point that Matt made, which is to put a read receipt on emails, and because the board had not been doing the email communication until October, we had not been clicking that button, but now we are. So read receipt is part of the process now.
Yeah, the problem is that most email servers don't recognize read receipts.
Anyway, it's a button we can
It's
click now.
another couple
and it's
weeks,
something
and
that we
then
can-
we'll be swinging.
Then we will be back into the.
We need to wrap this up, but thank you for your input.
Yeah, and then you two don't just go around taking pictures of everybody's yard looking for green waste
No,
and whatever,
never.
you know? Like you really don't do that? Because I see lots of green waste, but I let people live their lives because I could care less. I'm a good neighbor. And this is on the farm side, and it's a tiny little corner of stuff, and it's ridiculous.
If you're composting, we do say.
It's
that
not compost, honey,
or green waste.
which
can't
makes
be
dirt.
visible from any other owner's lot or the streets.
What was that, Laura? I couldn't hear you. Say that again?
If you have a compost or a green waste pile, those things cannot be visible from any other lot or the street.
Okay, and once again, this is on an easement. It's not in our lot line. Her fence goes down her lot line. This is outside of it, on the easement. Does that make any sense to you, Laura?
It was under your banana.
Does that make any sense to you, Laura?
It was under
It is
your-
not
We
under
gotta-
my
we gotta
banana
let
trees.
this go.
It is not under our banana trees.
Let's move on, so we go on.
Yeah, you're smoking too much pot because it's not under our banana trees, lady.
Let's move on, please.
Roll your eyes at me, big girl.
I was serious Saturday night when I was asking if
Well,
we
Okay.
could consider, a little bit of landscaping on that land over there, just where we had the tents all set up. A few roots and rocks taken out, and I would bet Clancy would be happy too.